Hey, what's up guys? How's it going? This right here is the 2023 Mercedes S63 AMG, and I'm gonna give you guys an outside walk around, an inside tour, and show you guys why this is the craziest S-Class ever made. All right, let's get straight into it. This thing is crazy. It's priced at like around $153,000, and starting with the overall design, they want to make this look like a true AMG. That is the purpose of it. Usually, an S-Class specifically does not have the Mercedes emblem in the front grille. That's just not true S-Class. But they did that because this is a true AMG. They took that as a priority when coming up with the design features for this. So up front, you get the really aggressive vertical slats like you see in an AMG GT. Looks really good, fits the aggressive nature of this vehicle really nicely. Huge right there. It's huge in the center. And you get your AMG badging right there, very subtle. But up top, you get the nice Affalterbach AMG emblem here instead of the star, which would traditionally sit on the hood of an S-Class. So that's kind of the big bold aspect of it and the big distinction between this and like a previous generation S63 AMG. Coming down here, you do get obviously functional vents. You can see heat exchangers down below right there that peek out, and then vents along the side as well. So obviously huge vents to cool the system and the powertrain, which we'll get into right after we talk about the design. Going on to the headlights, they're all LED digital lights. Obviously the most advanced lights you can get on a Mercedes today. Nice Mercedes Easter eggs on there. Looks really cool, but also perform very well at night. Come on inside here, you do get kind of a fender flare. We'll go to 1X to kind of show you that. Peeks out pretty nicely to house these large wheels. These are obviously sitting on Michelin Pilot Sport 4S tires that measure 255, 40, and sitting on 21-inch wheels up front. And this one has the optional carbon ceramic brakes. And not only do you want to get those if you want the, peak braking performance from your S63, you're also going to want those to get the top speed enabled of 180 miles per hour. So just keep that in mind. If you get the red brakes, you do not get the top speed enabled on the vehicle. Come along the side here, you get the V8 biturbo E-Performance because this is a hybrid. So because of that, there's a lot of interesting things happening under the hood and obviously under the vehicle as well, which we'll get into. Go on the side, we'll keep it quick here. Black mirror caps, black surrounds, very stealth, very aggressive, sporty. You get the door handles which pop out if you walk up to it, or if you just press it, and then you can push those back in. That's great. A unique AMG side skirt, which has some, gunmetal gray chrome to it. That looks nice, very tasteful. And then if you come along the side here, this one right here is your charge port. So like I said, this is a plug-in hybrid, and you would charge it right here. And on the other side will be your fuel cap, which I don't need to show you guys because you've seen a fuel cap before in your life. At least I hope you have. So going around the back here, obviously new S-Class taillights, new styling, AMG badge here, S63 with the red outline, which looks menacing. I think this looks so good. Definitely makes it stand out, but that's kind of how you identify it. Coming down here, you get the quad-tipped exhaust, which say AMG down here. They don't 100% connect, so they're not like true exhaust tips. Some people will pick on, but I honestly don't think it's that big of a deal because these are real metal exhaust tips and they look cool and give this car a better stance. You do get really aggressive diffuser on back with those vertical slots. So let's actually start this engine up. I'm gonna give you guys a rev real quick and then we'll get under the hood of this thing. All right guys, so under the hood is a beast of a powertrain. It's got the 4-liter twin turbo V8, the hot V configuration. You can see all the heat shielding around the snails right there, those turbos. And it is hand built by ours truly, Pepparim. I'm not gonna butcher his name, but hey, the homie hooked this one up. I'm sure he built this one extra special just for us, just for this video. But this V8 isn't the only powertrain you get on this. You get a combined electric motor. So while this one's made it to an 8-speed automatic transmission, the electric motor actually sits in the rear axle, and that's hooked up to a 2-speed transmission. I think the last time I've heard of something like that was the Ferrari FF, which had that, but that wasn't a hybrid setup. This one is. So you get a rear electric motor, so there's a prop shaft that goes obviously sending the engine power to the rear wheels. Because it is a 4MATIC all-wheel drive system, the electric motor kicks in and combined gives you around 800 horsepower, which is insane to think about. But it gets crazier when you hear that because it also gives you 1,055 pound-feet of torque. And it's the most powerful S-Class ever made. And there's a lot of cool things they did because of this. You still get rear wheel steering. It's not the 10-degree rear wheel steering that you would see on the other S-Classes that have that as an option, but it is still a 3-degree system, 3-degree turning angle system. So you do still get enough to help you from a performance aspect. 10 degrees is really for maneuverability. You don't get much benefit from a performance standpoint beyond that. To be realistic, that's what the engineers have told me. So it is still very effective. And you get an anti-roll system that works with electronic actuators to keep this car planted, but also improves comfort from that standpoint. So an insane powertrain, and we'll get to experience that when we take this on a drive. But before we do that, we want to go check out inside and see what we get on this S-Class. So open up the door handles, lift up here, door swings open. Let's start with these seats. These are unique AMG seats that have these quilted stitching, perforated, heated, ventilated massaging, the nice AMG badge up here, and then the crest embossed in the headrest, which looks amazing. And you get nice piping along the side here. But let's actually step inside here real quick. Look at the door panels. You get a lot here. You have your switch, you have your light switch controls here, nice trim, leather, quilting over here, armrest, door handle, lock, unlock, 3 memory settings, and then you have your heating, ventilating, and I don't know what that does, to be honest. But these aren't even actual switches, they're just pressure sensitive. So if you just push one way or the other, it doesn't click. So it doesn't feel a little tacky, it feels really solid. And the door actually, and the seats will actually recline forward or backwards. Really nice. I think feels very luxurious, which I like. Going here, you do have vents, vertical vents, and then here you have your heated steering wheel on or off, and then your tilt and telescoping steering wheel. Down here you get aluminum pedals, but nothing on the dead pedals, just carpeted. So keep that in mind. I wish it was actually an aluminum dead pedal, would have been a nice touch. But let's close the door. Oh, forgot to talk about the Burmester sound system, which sounds amazing. There's a 3D and a 4D system. This one is equipped with a 4D system, and I'll tell you what makes that a little unique. First off, comes with subwoofers in the seat backrest, so you kind of feel the bass while you're listening to music. We also get this speaker grill up here, which enhances the sound experience inside the vehicle. So keep that in mind. Let's turn this thing on, and you'll notice once it's on, the engine doesn't turn on. Once I turn it on, you'll notice there is no engine turning on. So that's because the electric motor can drive this thing up to 87 miles per hour on pure electric driving, which is amazing. You get the large center screen here, very impressive heads-up display, which you can see the opening for that. So there's a lot of customization there as well. This beautiful leather-wrapped steering wheel with the twin spoke setup, and then the AMG badging down here. And there's a lot going on here. We'll get through it really quickly. So paddle shifters, you know what those do. I hope you do. This is how you customize your center screen as well as your heads-up display. Other menu controls over here, volume, call, and then cruise control down here. And this is where it gets interesting. You have your different drive modes here. So electric, comfort, sport, turns on the engine. You see your little animations here as well. And then sport plus, and that's full bonkers. You get everything from the motor and the engine as well. And then if you press it, you go into your second menu, which is your brake regeneration from the electric motor. You have 3 stages, 1, 2, and 3. And 3 really gives you a very close one pedal drive, which we'll experience on the drive. So we'll see that more once we actually drive it. Going here, you have 2 different menus. Up top here, suspension, AMG dynamics, sound, traction control off. You can toggle through those. And then down here you have your automatic transmission controls, or you want to go into manual. But the same menus here, it's just 2 different toggles you can have quick access to. So if I'm in the automatic transmission mode, I can just toggle here, manual, and drive, and then traction control on, off. Sport suspension, you can toggle through those independently. AMG dynamics, on or off. Sound, quiet, loud. So it's cool you have 2 different menus here. This one doesn't turn, but it's a very nice interface, and they're quick toggles. So if you don't want to go into the screen, which, I mean, for me, if I just go here, you can do the same customization with your suspension and all that stuff, but you get very intuitive, very quick access from the steering wheel. Going on the screen, large screen we've seen on other Mercedes products. So a lot more intuitive and easy to use since they've been rolling out updates to the system. You get nice little storage back here, and you do get vents up top with a speaker grill, Very nicely laid out here. This is how you close or open it. You just press a button. 3 stages of closing or opening, depending on how you want to look at it. This nice wood inlay with these nice accents. Very well put together. Looks amazing. Your glove box with a nice little Mercedes perfume in there. If you guys want to take a look at that. Close that there. Coming down here, you have your AMG.
Can I help?
Oh, no, you can't help. Sorry.
I'm sorry.
Not right now, please.
I'm sorry.
I know you're sorry.
I can't help you with that right now.
Thank you. It's all good.
You're welcome.
Dang. Okay. Cool. All right. So that was my little interface with the Mercedes Assistant. I'm not gonna trigger that again. You got your AMG quick button right here. You press that, gets you into your AMG menu, your performance, your dynamic select. You have your parking, like a lot of Mercedes products here. You could pinch, drag around as much as you want. It works. It's pretty nice there. Your charging, if you want to get into that, you see your level of charge. This is a more power-focused setup, not an energy-focused electric battery. So what does that mean? It means it's meant to charge and discharge very quickly. They used F1 technology for that, for the development of this hybrid powertrain. So it is discharging very quick to give you a lot of power immediately, but also recuperates that power really quickly. So it's not an efficiency-focused hybrid system like you'd see on other S-Class variants, but you do get more performance, which is what we want, right, guys? Then you have vehicle settings here. If you press on this button right here, your vehicle settings, hazards, this fingerprint scanner for your profiles, you can just tap on that and it customizes your ambient lighting, your gauge cluster, all that good stuff. A mute, and then a volume slider right there. Going down here, you push this, feels very nice. Cup holders, USB-C ports, wireless charger, and then just another tray for, you can put another phone in there if you want. So just nice storage down there. Looks way better closed in my opinion. I wish it looked nicer when it was open. That'd be my only remark. It's just, yeah, my opinion though. Opening this up here, I have a phone in here, a bunch of cables, 2 more USB-C ports, and then a nice padded armrest. So let's show up top here, rear view mirror, but you can slide this and it'll open up your sunshade for the rear. And yeah, nice sunroof. But let's hop in the back real quick. I'm gonna go into quiet here. So the engine's off. And we're gonna hop in the back. All right, guys, going on to the rear door. Very nice treatment as well going on here. Same treatment. They're not gonna do anything less than the front seats on the back seats, guys. You get 2 memory seats on this, on the rear seats. Door handle, which feels premium. Your same switchgear for your seat adjustments. And then you do get a nice recline feature here, but not the same as the other side, which we'll get into. Your sunshade, sunroof, and then your mirrors, which you can, and your windows, which you can control the sunshades for those as well. We'll close that. Nice AMG badging on the side sill. And then these are a seat belt that have a belt bag. So a built-in airbag within your seat belt. That's awesome. Very nice quilting here. Very nice pillows, super plush, nice suede. And your own screen here. Let's hop inside and get straight into it. Vents on the side, Burmester speakers, and then headphones, which are nice. All right, getting inside here, look at that. AMG screen turns on. It notices that I'm sitting here, so it does turn on, versus on that I'm not sitting there, so it won't turn on. That's nice. You can do what you want here. Load up your profile, as well as navigate, control the radio, all that stuff. But what you can also do is you have your AC controls down here with your vents, little door for USB-C and HDMI for that rear infotainment system. You do get a tunnel here, but again, guys, that's not the purpose of this. Is to the purpose of this car, but the purpose of this car is not to have practicality in the middle seat. It's meant to really be a 2 executive seater, but you can see someone here in a pinch. They did give them a seat belt. Let's open this up here. Bring this down here. Very nice. Push this here. What are these? Oh, look at that. You pull it once and it gives you this little slot. Maybe you could put a phone in here. Pull it and you hit it again. And then you get these nice little pop-out cup holders. That's pretty cool. Going down here, you do get wireless charger. And then this tablet right here, which is effectively a Samsung tablet. Look, back, Samsung. But it mounts here and it controls all your rear infotainment systems and features if you'd like. So that's nice. and great. And we can get into that later in a separate video if you guys really want to. But let's talk about the seat, the executive seat. You get more controls here, such as your executive reclining position. I'm gonna press it here, and we're gonna see it go through the motions. You get a little heel rest that kicks out to support your heels. Really nice. Very cool setup here. Obviously you get the pillow, and it gets better. If you guys didn't believe it, because in here is a cooler. You can put some beverages and chill. I love it. Place for some cups, some drinks, and you can turn that on or off. That's awesome. So I don't want to say it's all in the back because there's so much going on here. You get nice lighting here, Burmester speakers all around. Let me show you guys the headphones real quick because I said I would do that. Oh, these are no joke headphones. Check this out. Mercedes branded. They actually look sick. Imagine you just buy the headphones and you get a car with it. That's insane. I'm not sure what brand they are, unless they are Mercedes branded. But there you go. That's what they look like. Going on the trunk space real quick, because this car has the rear fridge in the back, you lose out on some storage space. You get a speaker here, which again sacrifices some more storage space. But again, if you have those features, you probably don't really prioritize the practicality aspect of the trunk. So yeah, with that out of the way, let's actually go and drive this thing. All right, guys, so getting inside the S63 AMG with this new electrified powertrain, the hybrid setup, and it's really unique. I was just talking with some of the people in charge of the AMG program and this vehicle specifically, and it's such a unique setup. And let me explain to you in very normal terms. So basically the way it works is the engine goes through the transmission, obviously, and it has the 4MATIC all-wheel drive system. So there's, let's say, a coupling in there that will send power to either the front wheels or the rear wheels via the prop shaft, right? That's normal. We know how that works. We've seen that happen on cars for a while, right? Then you have the prop shaft that goes to a system. We'll call it, they call it the EDU, electric drive unit. And what that houses is your electric motor, obviously the battery sit on top of that, your electronic locking, your electronically limited slip differential, and then the electric motor as well. All that's housed in the EDU. So 2-speed transmission, motor, and slip and differential, right? And what that lets you do is, in the event your engine is off, so you want to drive on pure electricity, you still get the all-wheel drive aspect of it, because that two-speed transmission will send power from the motors through the prop shaft back through that coupling that's in between the transmission and the prop shaft, and it'll send electric power to the front wheels. So you still get 4MATIC all-wheel drive even on pure electricity, which is really cool. So it's not like you're just driving a rear-wheel drive when you're in pure electricity. They didn't do, I feel like, the lazy approach of just saying, hey, we're only going to have the electric motors power the rear wheels and that's it. They added that extra layer of architecture to build out a full-time 4MATIC all-wheel drive system, which is awesome. It just shows the level of effort they're putting into having this be a performance hybrid system. So, I mean, the other aspect of it is the Formula One technology. So it's the same battery cells, and they use the same thermal management strategy to make sure these batteries stay at the optimum temperature. So that optimum temperature is 45 degrees Celsius is what they told me. And that's where they give, that's how they get the performance figures they're getting, as well as the consistency under load. Because ultimately, an electric motor is only as good as its thermal management system, and under load, these things can get pretty hot. But they have a separate heat pump for the electric motor, and then one for the batteries to keep those cool. So it's honestly awesome technology, and it shows the level of effort they put into it beyond just making this a traditional hybrid that was more for efficiency. They really made this focus on performance. But enough of talking, let's actually see how this thing drives. So we're in sport mode right now. I'm gonna get on it a little bit. Oh my god. Okay, what's crazy there is in between the shifts, I felt like I was still getting pushed forwards. So I felt the shift, but I also felt it was like a different level of power. or a different level of propulsion that was being provided there. That's wild. Let's go into fourth. Let's go into third gear, 4,000 RPM. Oh my God. Oh, wow. This thing's fast. I mean, 800 horsepower, 1,055 pound-feet of torque. You definitely feel it. And the cool thing is you still get the nice sound from the V8, from that same 4-liter V8. They just added that electrification to it to give you more everything, more performance, more versatility, and then it can still exist in 2023, which I think we all like. Let's get into sport mode here. Sport plus, actually. Going to third, going to second. Oh, it's something else. Oh, you get the pops. That's nasty. Dude, I just think of what it's going to be like in the C63. And I know that has a 4-cylinder. I know. But the battery technology is going to be the same. And that's honestly what I'm really most excited about. I never thought I'd be so excited about hybridization. But when done right, and where you're pulling parts from the departments you want to pull from, the F1 department and the Project 1 department, that's how you know you're getting something really special. I think it's what's going to give these electrified performance vehicles personality, is how well they're engineered. But aside from that, guys, you go back into pure comfort, it's really soft and quiet. You get a normal driving experience. The engine will turn on if it needs to. It will be off if it needs to. And it uses the same 48-volt actuator for your anti-roll system to actually make sure if you get bumps on one side of the car, so one set of wheels or whatever on one wheel, it won't upset the balance on the other side. So it lets you decouple them, which is nice. And the cool thing is the readouts. I'll try to show you guys here real quick. The readouts when I'm driving, it shows you what gear your electric drive gear transmission is in, how much current I'm generating, e-motor current, you see that go down, and then I get on it, it goes up. And then you have the same thing with your battery charge, and then your e-motor power. I'm gonna go press this button right here, and that puts me into my brake regeneration. So I'm in one level. I'm in level 1 right now. I can go to 2 and I can go to 3, and that's basically one pedal driving. I let off of it, it slows the car down really aggressively. Not full one pedal driving. I don't think I can like let off of it like a Tesla and it'll bring me to an immediate stop, but it's slowing me down. Like I'm on it right now. I'm letting off in 3, 2, 1, and look at the rate of deceleration that I'm getting out of it. Pretty aggressive. So I hope that helps you guys. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys have any questions, drop them in the comment section, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.